Training.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. We're finishing up Nick's series, Immediate and Advanced Relationships, Day 12. People are drifting in. If you'd like to support the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. But we have our annual subscription. Training bundles, basically, if you decide that, oh, I'm not really feeling the live stream format, we keep it very conversational here intentionally. If that is not your thing, go pick up one of these video training courses. We're very specific about topics. We cover them anywhere from 2 to 30 minutes, but most videos average around 10 minutes long. So, with that all being said, Nick, hi, hello. We've got 2 questions from yesterday. Do you want to tackle those real
Yes,
fast?
yes, it's great.
Cool. Let me stop sharing. What happens if you only enter the project IDs to delete?
It won't delete anything.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, because okay, so let's bring this is something else I want to show you. Where is my file? Oh, I'm in Safari. Window. I want to get this file here. Okay. So the idea was, when we go to the deletion table, and this relationship here, the relationship used here for the deletion, this one, I have two things here. So yeah, so if it's empty, if one of those fields, one of those is empty, the whole relationship won't work, right? So for example, here, so yesterday, so what we were doing yesterday, we were doing this, we go to the account deletion here. So let's say, going to the last one. So let's say I'm going to put back the project C and the project D, right? Right? And so the idea was to copy these accounts, right? And to put one project IDs, right? But if I put any, right, the relationship won't work because it's empty. So the relationship fails, right? So let me show you why. It's a good question, by the way. That means it proves that you understood how the relationship works. So, for example, here I have a relationship. So I go to the data viewer here, right? And another beauty of the relationship that we can see the results, right? We can see it. So let's say I'm using from the deletion is this one, right? So I want to see the project, right? So not oh yeah, in deletion. So what is, hold on, because here I'm in the table deletion. I should be, to see the relationship, I need to build a new and go. Yeah, I'm good here. I should. Oh yeah, I need to be. So I need a new relationship, a new layout. Sorry, and go to the T0 deletion. Okay, so I need to be from here, right? So and let's put okay, hold on, new. Let's go to the deletion table. Where's the deletion table? Deletion table. Deletion. Okay. So I'm going to put those two fields here. But with the deletion table. Okay. So I'm here, right? And I want to see if the relationship works. The relationship that I'm going to use to delete the related records, this one, right? So I want to see if this relationship works, right? So you put yourself in a situation like this, right? You go to the data viewer and then you say, okay, I want to see that relationship, right? the T00D, and you want to see if you have something on the other side, there's nothing here. So the relationship fails. If this relationship returns nothing, that means nothing will get deleted because he found nothing, right? So if I start putting some project ID, right? Let's go to the end. If I start putting some project ID, for example, the project B, right? Sorry, I have so many windows. So if I put the project B and I put the project D. Oh, sorry, this one. So now I have two projects here, right? So now here, this relationship returns something. And if I said list, it returned the two projects that will get deleted. So I know, right? This relationship will delete the project A and C. And this is the beauty. This is the beauty. That means it will, you can say, for example, since I have this relationship here, right? I can do something like this. Look, remember, so I can do something like this. Let's say, I want to delete projects, right? I want to delete the projects. So let's do a delete button, right? A delete project button, right? But I'm going to fake a button, right? I'm going to say, okay, I want to delete those two, okay? So I'm doing the delete. Where is the delete? I don't have a delete account here. Delete. Okay, let's do a delete project, right? So I'm going to collect the current contact current. I'm going to collect the current contact ID, account ID, sorry, current account ID, right? And I'm going to collect the list of project IDs. So this is a good demonstration because I show you how to name things. So maybe tomorrow on the extra day, I can cover things like this. How to name your variable and how to use names, strings in your logic calculation, whatever scripts to help you understand what it is. You know, it's a list of project IDs. Okay, you put a S because that's multiple. It could be one or multiple. So then you know, right? It tells you what it is, right? And it's the list of those two, you know, the list of those two IDs, right? So this is a list of the ID I want to delete, okay? Where's the parts? Okay. So I have the list of my project, the account ID I want to remove, right? And then I said, okay, go to layout, deletion, right? Set fields in the deletion table, deletion, okay? And I'm going to say this one, and I'm going to set this with the current account, and I'm going to say where, oh, because I have a space here, which doesn't like space in the, and here, I'm going to put my project IDs. Okay. So, oh, of course, I need to do a new record, right? And I'm going to put this. And now, so I have only the two IDs, right? And now I can, thanks to the relationship, or always, we get always to the same result. Thanks to the relationship, because the relationship gives you so much in return when you use it. For example, show custom dialog. Look what I can get for free out of a relationship. Okay, because I'm using relationship and IDs. Okay, I can do this. Delete, okay. Value count, list of projects. Sorry, I forgot this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, no, it's not what I want. I want this. Okay. Delete blah project. And you can say you are about to delete these, let's say it like this. Okay. And you can say cash return, and you can put this, and you say and percent. Okay. And you can do this list, okay, of T0. But I need to change something. Okay.
Yes.
So let me change something here. I don't need to go there. I need to go to the TOO layout. I don't have a TOO layout. Yeah, just create it here. I need to go there, and this is the TOO and TOO. I need to be on the TOO because otherwise it won't delete it. It will delete, but it won't show me this, right? Right. So you have this, right? And then you can say if get last message choice equal to, you say alt. Otherwise, delete record requests. No alt. Yeah, alt, but go to layout original. Okay, so thanks to the relationship, I will get something like this. Oh, I need to attach the delete projects scripts. Okay. I will get something like this. Go there, new, boom, boom, show. You are about to delete project A and project C. And you are delete 2 projects. All of this is free because I'm using relationships. Otherwise, how you know is project A and project C, since you use ID. But since I'm using ID, I can get any kind of information I want from that table using the ID. I can, so that's why when you go back to the ID and you get the ID with you, that it's like having a biometric passport, right? It's the same thing. You have access to every single information you want and you need. Up. Sorry. Let's, there's some wind. Okay, so you have access to every kind of information because I have the thing. So if you say delete, if you say cancel, right? Well, you go back, right? and it's there. Otherwise, if you want, you say, okay, go, delete, right? Oh, I forgot to say, go back to the layouts. Here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say commit. I need to commit. Okay. Otherwise, so let's do it again. Click. I want to delete. And I forgot to say go back to deletion, but they're gone, right? So do we have any other question?
Yes. But why use an account ID and a project ID? Uh, you have
Yeah,
a
I
rel
understand.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I understand the question. So since I have unique ID for projects, right? I could have used only the two ID of the project in the relationship, right? Because they are unique ID for this project. So I mean, um, it wouldn't be necessary to use both in this situation here in the deletion, right? It wouldn't have been necessary to use their account and the project, right? Because it would have deleted only those two projects, right? But um, it's always safer, right? It's always safer to say, okay, you know what? Delete on this bucket, right? So you protect yourself. You have an extra protection for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason. But you understand? So it's always better to make sure that, yeah, I want to delete those two projects, but here, you know, and always better. But understand the question. And the question means that the person asking this understood how it works, which
Okay,
is
the
good.
person said clear. They understand now. Cool. We do have more questions.
Uh-huh.
Could you choose which projects or tasks to delete prior?
Yeah, so you mean by having a selection here?
Uh, yes.
So you say, oh, you want to delete something, and you say, okay, which one you want to delete? So yeah, I can build this. So I can borrow something that I have here in this in this solution, and that I anticipate that. That's why when I came here. So here I have some I have some information here, so I can add, I can use something that I built for this guy, right? So um so let's go there and say contact picker. So let's go there and I want to borrow this, I want to borrow this and the script that goes with it, right? The add contact here. So the 2103B. So I'm going to show you how I am reusing reusing stuff here, right? So 2103. Which one it was? The A, right? No, the B. Okay. So I want to reuse this script here. I want to reuse this. So this script here, so let's paste it. Hopefully it won't take forever. I think it will. Okay, no, it's not. So I'm reusing this. So you can reuse it, right? So you can repurpose, okay? Because this is the scripts that is going. I'm going to select, I'm going to select and unselect project in this list. Okay. So add projects. Add projects. Okay. So what the script's going, current project ID. So you rename those things. Okay. Okay, you rename those things. And this is, so whatever ID from this port here, which is the TO4F. Okay. So you go there, TO4F. Oh, I need to remove those things here. Okay, TO4F. Okay. So now this is okay. So this is the proof, the test if I have the project ID or if I don't have. So here we change this, right? And we say new project ID. Okay. For F, right? And here, new project ID. So you change new project ID. This is TO4F, right? You can change this to be like just ID, ID, right? You do the same here. You change the name, so you repurpose the script, right? Project ID, this is TO4, O4F, right? Remove this. And this here, well, this is not really important. Can remove this. And this is the refresh, because I need to refresh the object, but I can just say refresh objects, and I'm going to rename the object like selection. Okay. And I don't need that. So now I have my script, add project, add remove project, right? So the script is there, right? So I can, and now I want to use that icon here to put here, right? Let's put it here. So what is icon doing, right? So let's rename this. So this icon here, I said current, I don't really need that current. Okay, project ID, TO4, F, right? And I don't need the conditional formatting, right? And this is selection. This is the name. And now I need a script, button here that I'm going to put. So how I'm doing button like this, right? So you put a button here and you select you make sure the button is inside the portal, okay? And now you select this, the button, you select the portal and you say center to the left, top, the width of the portal, right? Right? And you make, normally if you like this is the height of the portal. So I'm sure this button now is inside the portal completely. And let's make it transparent. I don't have a transparent button in this. So let's make it transparent. Oh, forgot this. So now this button here is transparent completely, right? And this button here is doing the scripts, right? So let's see if it works, it doesn't work. So Let's see. New projects, if pattern count. Oh, yeah. I forgot to rename that variable. Okay. Project. Okay. We need to make sure the project name are the name of the variable are correct, right? But still doesn't work. Right? So let's see if I have the variable current content, new pro. Oh, maybe this here is not new project ID, pattern count, new project ID, blah, blah, blah. Oh, see here, typo in their variable name. Okay, so here we have another problem. So it's still there, it's not removing, it keep piling. So I have a problem here in my script somewhere. See here, I did the same problem. I did the same mistake. It's hard, you know. I did the same mistake here, project. So you really need to make sure that those project, it's not obvious, when you have a lot of things like this, right? Okay. So here, I need to make sure this, because I can add a project. You see, I have this extra FileMaker line, you know, with the, what's the name? I have the extra FileMaker add record throughout the relationship right here. See? So this, I want this to be, to go away, right? So you hide the object here and you make sure here you say is empty to4f this. That means if that empty, the icon will go away. See? Right? So see? Also, I want this button to go away. Right? Is empty to4f. Right? Okay, so now I can add a project C and project A, right? Right? See, I can select my projects. Now I can put this here, and thanks to that variable stuff, and list, thanks to the list, okay, here, sorry. Thanks to the list, I can do this. Here, if I delete project, but I have none selected, so I want this button to go away if I have none selected, okay? So I have two versions of that button, right? One version works, right? And this version of the button, okay? And I say, it goes away, is empty, this new project IDs, right? This new project ID. So sometimes I like to copy this and make sure I use the same name, is empty, this goes away, okay? So let's see, it goes away. Now, picture this. I want to know how many projects I have selected, right? How many projects I have selected here. Okay. So that's very easy. We use a layout calculation, right? And the layout calculation is value counts, how many I have in this, right? I'm going to count the value of the selection. So now that I have this calc, I can easily add this calc here in the button, right? So now, when you have hide objects based on the variable, you need to refresh the objects. But here, I want this button here. This button is what's the name? Disabled version of the delete button here. Because when I have none selected, I want this to happen. This is when I have selected something, and this is when I have not selecting something, right? Now I have two objects here, two buttons. One is disabled and one is able, is active. So when I click here, remember, I refresh objects based on this new situation that the script has making here because of the variable. When you use variable in a hidden condition, you need to refresh the object. Why? It's because if you set a field, you have the validation state of a field that do like an implicit refresh. But a variable doesn't have this implicit refresh. So you need to refresh the object. Here I have two objects, and I want the two objects to be refreshed at the same time. So I'm not going to put a name here and a name here. No, I'm going to group those two objects as one entity, and I'm going to rename the group selection without, right? So I have the name of the group here. And now I'm going to say, okay, refresh that button, the green stuff, and also refresh this, right? So let's see if it works. And then we go to the question I'm pretty sure we have. Boom, boom. Two projects. Oh, I need to, projects. Oops. Oh, I hate when you're doing this. So now what I can do, I can pile those two together, right? And make this one underneath. So now, two projects selected, one project, zero project, no project selected, right? Actually, why it's, oh, no. This button needs to be, it must do nothing, right? So now we have a UI. So now you understand the benefits of getting the right UI, okay? Because no accident possible. Imagine the button delete projects was active while there's no project selected. Then you need to go there, You need to go there and say, if it's empty, then don't do it. But why letting me do it if I can't do it? Doesn't make sense. So instead of transferring all the complexity of the scripts, no, I'm transferring the complexity in the UI. And if I click here, I have one project I want to do, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to transfer these IDs, right? These IDs to this. Well, it's very, very simple. I want to transfer all the IDs in this variable. I'm going to transfer that here, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have the list. So that's why, that's why use UUID. If you don't use UUID, what I'm doing here is impossible, because I can have 2 project A. I can. I don't give a damn. I can even have 4, 3 project A. I don't give a freaking damn. Why? Because to me, it's another ID. If you use name and you say, oh, okay, select project A, all the 3 will have been selected. Right. Because I'm using UUID, unique ID, identifier, right? Well, I don't give a damn. I can have all, because I can have a project A in New York, project A in Santa Clara, and project A in, I can have multiple project A. So that's why we never use other than the UUID. So now, for example, so I want to click here, click here, click here. I want to remove those 3 things, right? Right. So here, let's do something. Let's put a freeze window here, right? So I want to delete those 3. Delete. You are about to delete project D, A, and A, which is correct. Project B, C. Why said A and A? Okay, hold on. I need to make sure this variable, yeah, because I need to clear that variable, okay? Because what I was building. So how to clear a variable without creating a script, right? Well, go there and you say which, and you say let. You name your variable. You say equal quote quotes semicolon quote quote parenthesis. Gone. Oh, that contact. Okay. So why it was saying deleting? Okay. So first of all, I need to make sure the deletion table is empty, because I did so many tests here, and so make sure this is empty, because I have 3 record here. Empty. Empty. So now I can delete those records here. Okay. So I want B, C, and 1A, okay? That's funny. Why this? Why say B? Delete project? They're about to delete D, A, and A. Why say that? I have no idea. 2 projects. Oh, because I don't, let me see. New projects. Yeah, I have only two. So let's see in the deletion table what's going on. Yeah, it's because I still have those because I'm creating those records and I don't delete them when I cancel. You know what I mean? So, so I have no record here. Okay, zero. Okay. So let's see what happened. Okay, let's debug it. So I delete the projects. I go there, new record, set field, and I list of project ID, new project ID. This is funny because list of project IDs, list of why? Yeah, it said free, right? Which is correct. I selected free. You want to delete the list of T. That funny. Why it said A? Okay, hold on. Yeah, it happened to the best, to the better, right? So let's delete that and go back here. If I select two of them, right? So let's finish this script. So when I cancel, I need to make sure I clear those IDs, right? Because otherwise, because I need to delete that record without deleting anything. Delete record, right? And of course, I need to reset that selection, okay? Okay, so let's see what happened. So here I have none, right? None. So I select B and D. Okay? Delete project. Why set 4? That's funny. Delete. Okay. I need to, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Why this gives me,
Lynn, someone mentioned it is showing you the projects that you have not checked.
yeah, so this is why I need to check this when I'm here. Why list project? Why is show me to, oh, yeah. I don't know what happened here. If I go to project here,
Someone has suggested the relationship is inverted, which I don't know if that's a
no. Project A is no, it's different. It's different. It's different. See, I have no idea what I'm. Yeah, it's okay. Uh, well, it must be a stupid thing. If I go there, so this is the record. So I have two IDs, right? Why the relationship shows me more, right? So lists this. Oh, this is wrong, I think. No, CAA. Let me check this relationship here. Oh, difference. Because you make me change. You make me change. He showed me the others. You remember the demo? I changed it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so I changed, okay. So back on track. Okay. So if I click here, so now B, C, and one of the A's, okay? Delete free project. B, C, and A. B, C, and A, okay? Are we okay?
Yes.
I delete those two, those three, delete. 1A goes and BC goes. Right? So now you have, and of course, I need to, I put that here. I need to make sure I reset that variable. Okay. Because it's still saying that I have free, because I didn't clear this variable. So I need to clear that variable. Okay. Okay. So let's do it again. I'm creating project B, right? And project C and another project A, like it was, right? And now I'm selecting D, 1A and B. DAB, right? DAB, delete. Boom. This is refreshed and I'm back, right? So without this deletion table here, you don't have this level of precision. You don't, okay? It's important that you use relationship all the time. For example, before we go to the question, I have an example here. So this is something I'm making for this guy here, right? So I am logged. There's multiple users in this solution, right? So it's a new customer of mine that I have, okay? And he wants to connect his contact database, right, with the contact app in Apple and the phone. I mean, he want to connect every single users of FileMaker and update his contact application in the iPhone and the Mac, the contact app, the contact that you have in your phone, to be all the people in FileMaker that they are updated inside their they are pushed inside this application, the contact app, right? So here I know that I am logged in. Here I know that the current logged in user ID is me. I have an ID here, my name and the ID. This is my ID in the system. If I go to the system here and I go to users, right? Maybe it doesn't want me to show the name of the people. Well, hold on. I have a user, okay? I have a user, whatever ID. I have a user record with an ID. So this record here has an ID, right? This is my ID. D35CC, okay? Well, when I log in, I'm putting here in this variable D35CC, my ID logged in. So in my contact solution, I put in the fields in a global field, I put the logged in ID. Who is logged in? I am. Currently, I am. It's a global. So if I log in, this global will receive my ID. If somebody else in the system is logged in with his ID, obviously, that will be his ID. But I need to know, right? I need to know here many things. I need to know where is there here. I need to go to this table and get the user ID. Get a record that belongs to me, right? Because I need to know the contact iCloud identifier. This is my iCloud identifier, okay? This is me, okay? But sometime I need to know all user iCloud identifier, okay? Which I have only one. It's a bad, yeah, I need to go there. I still have one only. But this is all users. And if not, actually, let me use another ID here. Here I have two. I have two users. I have all the users, okay? The ID of all the users, or I want the ID of other users, not me. I don't want mine. I want all others, the others, right? Oops. What happened here? Oh, that the other, that not me. And that's me. How I'm doing this? Well, is because since I have the current user ID in the global field, thanks to relationship like I show you, here I said the logged in user ID different than this one. Here I said whatever, I want all of them. I don't want any discrimination about who is logged in. And this one here, I say the one equal. This one say the one different, right? So then you get the others user, or my user, or all users. You can do whatever you want. That an application of the relationship. Do we have another question? Maybe.
We have one from a little earlier, so it might not necessarily
Yes.
be on topic. Does the order of the predicates matter in the relationship?
It's debatable. I say yes. It might have. I say yes. Okay. The problem is FileMaker is constantly changing how this works. But this is a good question for Clay McKill, because in my knowledge, but it's pretty old, right? So they might have changed this, but not sure. So in the doubts, I prefer to use that way. Let's say I'm changing this order. Okay, so I delete this and I do this. Okay, I do this. So what will happen here, right? In my knowledge, FileMaker will first try to retrieve the information of this, right? It's going to retrieve the information on this. So that means it will get, let's say here in this table here, you have 2 million records, right? It's going to collect the matching project IDs between 2 million records, and then is going to collect the ID accounts. Let's say I have 2 million records here. Then after this selection, I have only 10 records. And then it says, okay, but it gets the 10 records, and then it's going to say, okay, within that 10 records, which one match those? Okay. And let's say at the end, I have 2. Instead of, if I do the opposites, so I do first the accounts, and then this will happen. Between, let's say I have 2 million records here, we say, okay, this is the 2 record I have. And within that 2 record, you will select those. You know, so sometimes you need to make sure that you put first the one that makes more sense to get the minimum records for the next. You understand what I mean? So sometimes it's hard, right? To make this assumption. But this is based on the old knowledge of FileMaker I have. I have no idea what they did in the indexing, in the, I have no idea. And the file on server can have a different behavior if it's local, right? Draco is not optimized the same way. It's debatable. It's that a good question. I don't know if we have Clay one day. Do we have Clay? I saw that we have Clay, right?
Yes, we do have Clay coming on for 2 days, I think, actually. At
When
least
when
one,
when
though.
when is this?
Let me pull up my schedules to look at it real fast. Let me scroll up. Let's see. We're seeing him on the 16th and the 14th.
Yeah, so I might join, and maybe we can. I have 2 or 3 questions like this for him.
Yeah, you should definitely pop in and ask ask some questions in the chat so I can forward them on to the team.
Yeah, so let's say like the best behavior on this, for example, which is important, because I need to refresh my knowledge, because my knowledge they are like 15 years old. So, like when I was there in 2014, 15, or 10 years old, right? So they might have changed something here. They might. I'm not saying that they did. I have no idea, right? But it's a good question, though. Actually, what I tend to do, this is definitely a technique of mine. Oops. Since here, right? I'm showing ID account. Since here, I'm showing only one ID, right? I'm not here. I have 2. I have account and project, right? Account and project. I have 2, right? So, but I'm showing only one in the name. So I tend to make sure that I always show the first. So here I'm saying I want the here IDF account, because why I put IDF account is because in my logic here, the first in the row, in the line, it's IDF account. So I'm putting IDF account first. This is the way I'm doing it. Do we have another question?
I don't think so at the I think you still have to be careful you don't select projects when in another context. These will then also be deleted.
Yeah, so yes. So the goal here, for example, here, let's say here I'm saying no, I say cancel, I'm saying cancel. You don't want to get, the record you create here in order to delete it and delete the related record, you need to delete it, but you need to make sure that you blank those two. Otherwise, deleting that record, well, even if you cancel, it will delete the related record because it will match the relationship here. So blank this and then you delete the record. Because if you blank it, well, it will delete nothing when you delete the record. If you forget this, of course, it will delete. Right? But it's pretty simple because you manipulate IDs, right? And you have plenty of goodness out of this, like, all of those things, to project and the names, how many projects you delete, all of this, it makes the solution great. You know what I mean? It makes the solution friendly, user friendly, because you say, okay, yeah, you're going to delete 2 projects, correct? So I see, if you see here, you have like 10 and you want to delete 1, that's something wrong. And you have the list of the project you want to delete, right? UI is always important. And Rick wants me to demonstrate some stuff that I'm doing. For example, here, it is important that when you edit, you can't edit the contact here. You can't, right? You can't, because each time you edit the contact, I need to edit the record, the contact card in the app. So there's no way you can just go there and change the name or add an address or whatever. Okay. So you need a UI for that, right? Like Apple does. You can't change things here. Yeah, note, but you can't change the name. You need to edit and then done. Edit and done. Okay? There's a reason. There's a reason behind this, right? So here you want to edit the record, and you edit the record, and then you can change, whatever you want, right? And you need a nice UI. You need a nice UI. For example, here, if this is empty, well, no, you cannot have one of those need to be filled. You cannot have a name and no phone, no email, right? So you can put an email here, okay? So now it's valid. For the address, for example, you need a friendly way to edit address and simple. So here I have no addresses and you can see it, right? So what happened when you click plus here? Well, this happened. You click here and you have this, right? So is select work because the more likely the first address you want to create will be your work address. So I'm clicking, I'm selecting work address by default. Then you can fill your address, right? Your postal code and country. Then you go back, you see your address. Then you can click plus, add another one. And I select home. Why? Because, well, you already have a work address, or more likely you want to create a home address, right? So you can select your address, the city and the state, postal code and the country, right? Then you go back, you see your address, you say, okay, I want to edit this address, right? So you click here and you edit your address, change the country. Oops. You say you want France, for example, right? Go back. Then you want another address, a third one. So more likely it's a factory address because work you have it, home you have it. So now I'm selecting factory, right? So you help your users, right? You help your users. Oh, like Florida, 54 something, country, USA. Why doing, right? So now you have plenty of address, correct? So you edit it. But let's say you want to cancel this. Cancel means something. Cancel mean whatever you see here is P2 email, but I still have the others. Yes, because I am in another table here. I'm not in a contact table. I'm in a contact edits table, right? I duplicated this record here is duplicated inside another table, right? I can do whatever I want. If I press cancel, I delete everything, go, and everything forgotten. If I validate, I do the opposite. That means, yeah, I'm going to reinsert, everything inside this contact record, including the address that I didn't have before. And also, so why I need all of this, why I don't do this is because, look, this PP stuff, I don't have address, I don't have email. So let's say work phone 444 555. This is work email. You know, work email, whatever, and website. So I put something, right? So if I validate this, right? I need a UI to say, okay, all of those changes, I want to send that here, right? So you need a UI, you need a support, to say, okay, I validate this. But when you validate this, the validation takes some time. The validation won't be like poof. Why? Because, yeah, I need to validate that record here. So this happened. This happened, right? Correct? So now if I go there, my PP stuff is PP2 and poof. My address, my work email, my home email, my mobile, my work, because I have a UI. If you don't have a UI, how I'm doing this? Each time I'm adding an address, you want me to update the record? So each time I'm clicking here and I say URL and you have like a trigger that's can you imagine the madness if you don't have a UI? You understand? So you need a UI always in what you do, right? And you need to think about to be user friendly. Like here, okay, I want to see my email. I want to see my address complete, right? You click here, you see your address. Go back. You see the address. Go back. You want to edit, you edit, right? And you edit. Let's say I say, oh, I don't want that email, that address, let's delete that address, I don't want, right? So here, I have the address here still, but if I validate, well, I have this updating contact, this update progress bar, right? And if I go there, boom, it's gone. This one, it's gone, right? And I have the progress bar. It takes some time, but the progress bar make everything friendly. You know what happened. You don't want the spinning wheel like this and say, we don't know what happened. You understand? UI is key, right? And the customer say, wow, I never imagined that I could have something like this, like the connection between the two and something that friendly, right?
No, this is like, are we all following along, everybody?
Yeah, it's just a demo about, the benefit of the UI,
Yes, absolutely. Which you are indeed the master of. So,
And if you wonder how I'm getting this progression stuff, well, I'm using the MBS plugin. So when I add a contact, this is what happened. And I do the progression, add contacts. Where's add contact? So you have the progress dialog, um, you know, the show progress, the dialogue stuff. All of this thing is for MBS stuff, right? So it's pretty good actually. The progress bar like this, right? So you can use this sometime when you have something like happening and take some time. I encourage you to use that plugin and to use this,
yes, the benefits of UI, which drives the UX to greater heights.
Yeah, I mean, it's different between DOS and iOS 16, right? Or 26, I don't know how they call it. You know what I mean? So it's the no UI is DOS. There's no UI, you know. No UI is this, So this is no UI. Yeah, no UI. Well, this is no UI. No UI. It works, but this is what you get without the UI, right? So and this is a UI. So you need, and this, make everything visual, and you say, okay, I want to exclude that contact to Marius, right? It's visual, right? Include, exclude. It's the UI is very important, and FileMaker is good for that. It's good actually. Well, we need help from plugins and stuff like that. But, it's not impossible. This here, this is not a plugin. This is pure FileMaker, right? But it looks good, And when you cancel, say, hey, do you want to abort editing? Right? You abort it because all change you did is going to be go, right? So when you have a UI, you can put some stuff like this, right? Something like this. Very important. And the other benefits is that even if you are editing this, I'm editing this contact, the contacts here, right? You can make it impossible for other user to edit it because you are editing it. So this button here, when somebody else want to edit, this is grayed out. You can't edit, because I'm saying, okay, Nick Hunter is editing this contact and you cannot edit it, right? It's cool. When you have the UI, you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, tomorrow we're going to continue this, and I want to show you other thing you can do with the deletion, and maybe we can run from questions,
Yes, I think that'd be
and
good.
yeah,
So,
will be
yeah,
like a open day. You can ask me for whatever you want.
we can cover some name stuff, etc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
name stuff, and how, for example, how I'm using ChatGPT to get stuff done, for example, right?
Yes. Cool.
So it's okay. I talk to him in Spanish because I like it, but it's funny because okay, he knows where I'm living,
Yes.
because he knows everything about me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and so he did an example based on where I'm living, and everything here is valid. I am in the meta, let's say, departments, is not state, but It's Colombia. That's the city where I'm living. It knows that. And the other example is say, okay, oh yeah, Bogota, you know, and that Cundinamarca, it's the department of the it's great though. Um, so you know, he knows very well about MBS and stuff like this. It's very cool.
which is pretty
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, because for example, you say, okay, I want to know about this, and you say, hey, um, can you show me some example about this? That's it. And that correct. Okay.
There we
So if
go.
I say, so if I send him, I'll say, okay, so ChatGPT cannot create a file from scratch. So he cannot generate MP12. He can't, right? But if you have an MP12 file and you have some table and you have some stuff related to this, if you have like a file structure like this, right? If you have a file structure like this and you send the file to him, he can modify the file for you. But you need to send him a file with everything he needs for that. That's cool. It's okay. So let's
Yes. I will see you probably tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Nick, probably, like I said.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I will
Should
let you know if RC disagrees, but I don't think you will.
Okay.
So
Yeah, in that case, I'm going to send you this file because this file now is a related file. I put that on the server to do some demo tomorrow because I want to do the demo how to put everything on the server, how to make all of this of auto deletion on server and not local, and make it like poof instant. Okay. So this is what I want to do tomorrow, and then we can do like an open Q&A stuff, whatever.
there we go.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you. And have a good one. See you tomorrow.
Bye.